Okay, here's my tip for some really good. It's a good tip for ice fishing or just wintertime in general, or your boots, actually, your winter boots, and just non-slip. It just works awesome, but it doesn't, like over time they will fall out, so you have to replace them. But it's not, for the price of them. It's basically the small screws with the hex head, and this one has the slot in it. I think that's a little bit better even, but that's about 1/4 of an inch, and a very small screwdriver. Well, you can put them in with a flathead screwdriver, butter knife, whatever you have. But anyways, so yeah, this is, instead of wearing the cleats that you have to put over your boots, which work fine, but this just seems to work better, I find. And you're bolting up the bottom of your boots with the bolt heads, and they just grip in awesome. And you don't slip as much, less chance of an accident, just all around good. It's probably one of the best mods that you can do to your old pair of boots. I don't recommend doing it to like a brand new pair of boots, but you know what? If the grip is thick enough, it's not a big deal. Why not? Try it, Walking shoes would be alright to do it in, like if you don't feel like putting on huge winter boots and it's kind of like the winters being not much snow but melting and then freezing, so you got glare ice. This is like a Canadian trick that really works well, and I would do it. I would recommend it, especially if you have compromised limbs like knees or whatever. So yeah, so try that. So get some 1/4 inch screw bolts and drive them into the bottom of your boots, as you see now, as I've done here. And we just put a dab of Loctite on them before you screw them into the bottom of your boots, and do it around the edges and also the areas where you feel that your boots are gripping more, like when you put your feet down, where you can kind of feel where your boot hits and grips the ground better. So you want it in that area there, probably in this area here, the pad of the foot. So if you could get them in there and in here, and on the edges more, eh? So they're not in the center, because I think the center of the sole is a little bit thinner. So when you're buying boots, have a look at how much grip you have to use or whatever. So these ones are fairly good. And also experiment with different glues. This is Loctite, and this seems to work really well. It dries quick. But, over time, like I said, it doesn't last forever, but it does really work well. And you're replacing them every once and often. And the thing is if you're using them every day, you'll be replacing them more, obviously. But if you're just using them for like ice fishing applications where you're just wandering around the ice or whatever, then they'll work great. But if you're going in and out of the cars or on the house floor, you definitely don't want to be doing that. But anyways, let's subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Try this modification, and you won't be sorry. No more slipping around on the ice, no more getting hurt, no more dislocated knees or whatever. Right on.